You guys ready to move to onboarding? All right. You know, Taher talked a lot about simplification, right? He said, how do you make onboarding simple? And we've figured out that one of the biggest mistakes we make is the one-size-fits-all approach to products and services. So when you look at a large enterprise, you got a CIO, you have the IT director, you have a business person, and we all love the procurement person in every large enterprise. But that is different, and their expectations are different than a small enterprise. If you look at the micro business, and this is a segment that we want to drill down a little deeper here today, is Alec and I are going to actually walk you through an example of how we used our BroadCloud Channel Support System and built a reference implementation or a reference experience that would walk through a small business owner. In this case, let's say Alec runs a 10-person construction firm. Alec was going to wear a hard hat, but he refused to do it. They're not tech savvy, and like all construction workforces, they're actually walking around. It's a mobile workforce. So let us show you actually how a simplified onboarding experience could look like for this firm. So we're going to do two things in this. This is an example where they've already purchased 5 to 10 seats. They're now looking to onboard the business and then onboard the users. So let's switch to the demo. Alec and actually walk through this. What you're seeing here is a simplified micro-business experience, very different from a large enterprise. We also have our enterprise portal experience that you can take a look at. But in the micro-business, you want to come in, you want to get quickly up and running. So Alec, let's set up the two things. One is the company services and setting up all the call flows. And then the second part of it is actually setting up Alec as a user. Let's click and get started, Alec. The very first thing is simple, wizard-like approach. As a small business owner, sales is very important. You just want to get your business up and running. You want to say, how do I direct traffic? How do I get calls? So what Alec has is an option. He can either send calls to a specific team member, he can send it to the company voicemail, or he can actually go through and serve the call flow. One important thing to remember is we don't say industry jargon. We don't say, hey, would you like to configure your hunt group? It took me about a year after I joined BroadSoft to understand what a hunt group was. So in a micro-business experience, we're really simplifying it. And let's set up, actually, Alec, the automated workflow process. We built a wizard where we said the first thing is, let's set up a couple of groups. You may be a small company, but you got a few salespeople and a few service people. So let up a sales group, Alec. So Alec, let's pick Andrew and Paul, our two salespeople, and create one group. And then now let's also set up another group for care or for service. I like to have a service department. And let's pick Cynthia and is that Parker I see? Yeah. So we got two service people, and let's set that up as well. So now we've set up the two groups, and we continue the next step. Now we've pre-built certain system-defined rules, such as company voicemail or dial by name. So 0 is for company voicemail. I'll leave that alone. Alec, let's set 1 to actually reach sales, because Dino keeps telling me sales is the most important part of any company. That's the one. Now, service is important too, so let's set 2 for service. Let's not set up dial by name in a micro business. I don't think you call and dial by name. It's more a larger business. Let's continue with it and keep going. Now the system's generated a voice prompt that says how you set it up. I set up 0 for voicemail and 1 for sales and 2. I can actually record it. So I can go in here and, Alec, let me record the message. Hi, welcome to Eagle Construction. Press 0 for voicemail, 1 for sales, and 2 for service. Thank you. Hi, welcome to Eagle Construction. Press 0 for voicemail, 1 for sales, and 2 for service. Thank you. Great. The demo and the internet is working. So let's continue, Alec, to the next step. Now what we're doing is getting somebody through a journey, not giving them too many options. You could customize your voice prompt. Let's skip it, Alec, for the purpose of the demo and keep going. The next step of it is you can see how we're walking through 2 steps. We set up the business. Now let's set up actually Alec as a user. We specifically said it's a mobile workforce. When you're out of the office, what happens when your desk phone rings? Alec wants his mobile phone to ring. It's 1 step. He puts in his phone number, and then it's going to forward it to his mobile number. He also has, let's continue. He also has the opportunity to record his own voicemail if he wants to do that in his own voice. We'll skip that again and continue to the next step. It's that simple. Setup is now complete. We walked through a microbusiness example where you're able to take the 2 steps and quickly walk the user through a wizard without giving them too many options, so you have the ability to set up the entire process. So we're achieving simplification of the onboarding journey, which is what is a key objective for us.